Buckle up, guys, because this story is going to make you no longer want to pay at the gas pump. So, this does deal with a problem sort of specific to me, but also not. And the reason why I say this is because I got a very funny card. So, obviously, normally when we go to the gas pump to fill our cars up with gas, usually we often use a credit card or a debit card. In my case, I use a debit card because I don't like to have to worry about paying off balances and all of that. So, I just use the debit card to pay directly. So, since I used my debit card to pay for my gas, this is where everything has gone downhill. One day, coming home from my part-time job, I noticed that the fuel gauge on Red Fox was showing that, man, she was pretty thirsty. I drove all the way over to Shell, since that's the gas station we usually fill up at. By the way, gas prices? What the heck? Anywho, stopped at the gas station and at the first pump, and now, I do have particular problems with this particular gas station. Then again, it's the only gas station I've ever fueled Red Fox up at. But let's just say that this gas station really does not like my debit card. So, since I don't really want to show my card number or my credentials or anything, the main reason why I'm showing this up here with my whole information covered is because I need to show you the chip. See this copper plate thing here on your card? You can probably pull out your own card to check yourself. That plate right there is the chip that the chip readers read. And, well, that's kind of the problem that the gas station kind of has with my card. It's not exactly clean, and I have no idea if it's because of my wallet or whatnot, but the gas station for some reason really does not like this card, and it's the only card I got. So yeah, I knew it was already going to be a frustration. So I insert my card, and because it doesn't like my card because it's dirty or something, it usually asks me to go see the attendant inside to pay for it or whatever, because it has a hard time trusting my card for some reason, and I don't know why. But this time it was different. This time, it didn't accept my card, or did it? I inserted my card, and instead of it telling me to see the attendant or letting me select a fuel type, it usually takes me about 5 gas pumps per trip to the gas station just to fuel up my car. This is pump number 1. I insert my card, and I get this blinking light on the screen saying, "Thank you for shopping at Shell. Enjoy your day." Okay. That's a bit concerning, because I didn't get the "please see attendant" notification, nor did I get any way to select a fuel type so I could begin fueling. So, okay, did you read the card right? Oh, it read the card all right. Okay, I started doing some investigating to figure out as of what just happened, because I just inserted my card and it wouldn't let me get any gas, but it didn't tell me to see the attendant either, so okay, I knew something was up. So I've heard of some credit card hackers that a way they hack credit cards is the receivers on the gas pumps, they would mess with them, and the way to find out if they've messed with them is if they're loose or not. Well, I shook that thing best I could, and nope, that credit card receiver, so nothing should be going on here. I tried pulling out the nozzle to see if that would allow me to select a fuel type, because usually the instruction on Shell gas pumps is remove nozzle and select fuel type, and once you remove it, then you can select the fuel type. So I thought, okay, let's try that. Removed it, nope, couldn't select a fuel type. That's a problem. So at this point, considering that my card was just entered and I couldn't do anything, I was getting a little nervous about the situation, and I decided to check my bank account to see what happened. Now, the previous guy, I have no idea who it was because, well, he was long gone, but the previous guy who stopped at the same pump I did had paid about $61 for a tank of gas. Man, he must have been driving a truck or something. And I got a little nervous as if I just paid for his gas or not, because, well, my card was inserted, but I wasn't allowed to fuel up. So I checked my bank account. Oh, this is where the nightmare began. $85 withdrawal. Keep in mind, I did not fuel up yet. So Okay, no need to panic. I mean, they just, I don't know, stole about $85 from me. So, okay, this is a problem because that's a big portion of money, and I have gone on the record to say that I can barely afford a tank of gas in the first place. If I had $85 stolen from me, that's a problem. I immediately called up my bank to see if they could stop the transaction, and no, they couldn't. Primarily because I bet it's because it's a debit card and not a credit card. They couldn't stop the transaction. It went through. Next up, we called Shell. That went very well, or shall I say, it didn't. They basically told me that they had this check to make sure that you could afford a tank of gas in the first place. And this time, I actually did not want to go to fill up the entire tank. I wanted to fill it up to like 3/4 mark versus the entire way. So I would have been spending closer to $30 or something versus the entire 50. Well, yeah, instead I got charged a whole extra $55 for what I wanted to pay for my gas. The attendant basically told me that Shell does this to check to make sure you can afford the gas. Okay, look, I know gas prices have risen, but who would spend $85 on a tank of gas? I mean, I may spend 50, but I got a fairly large tank in Red Fox, which is about 16 gallons. Most trucks contain about a 22-gallon fuel tank. There are very few trucks out there that contain a 32-gallon versus a 22. What's the deal? So basically the attendant told me that they couldn't do anything to help me, and I even told them, okay, here's the problem. You may have checked that I can afford it, and I still could afford gas even after they stole about $85 from me. So I still wanted to fuel up, but then, oh, this confused him. I told him that the pump would not allow me to fuel up. Yeah, that's a bit of a problem. So basically he told me that in a few days he's gonna work on getting me the $85 that Shell stole from me. And yes, I am going to say stole because technically the definition of stealing is taking something without giving in return. I don't know if you're aware of this, but the way business works is I give you money, you give me something in return, and in this case is I need gas, you need money. Here, I give you money, you give me gas. I gave them money, they give me no gas. So, they essentially stole from me. I was lucky enough that the next day, I did not get all of my money back, but I got most of it back. They still are holding 44 cents from me, and I know, big deal, right? I mean, it's 44 cents. That's still 44 cents stolen from me, and this is from a big company, mind you. Yeah. But basically, I ended up leaving the gas station, well, empty, with $85 short out of my pocket. From now on, I am no longer paying at the pump. I am going to go to the pump, I am going to fuel up first, and then I am going to go inside, because clearly I can't hand someone my money and they give me something in return. And keep in mind, Shell is a big company with lots of gas stations all over the place. This is ridiculous. I also found out from the representative at Shell that evidently other gas stations do the same thing with even higher charges, like hundreds of dollars. Okay, maybe not hundreds, but at least over $100. Why? Why? I don't get it. Why are you taking this money and not giving us anything in return? This is essentially stealing at this point. So if someone at Shell is watching this, you may be thinking, yeah, big deal. We're only checking to make sure that you can afford the gas. If you want to check, why don't I don't know, why don't you just read the account number and check the bank account first, rather than just take the money as much as you can, leaving me with $85 short. Sure, it may work for you just fine, but for the customer, that is not okay, because, well, they just lost $85, and that is a big deal. It's not 85 cents, it's not $8.50, this is $85. And they're getting nothing. That is not cool. That's not okay. And maybe if you allow them to still get gas with that $85 deductible that you stole from them, essentially, maybe it wouldn't be that bad. But no, you took $85 from me and you didn't give me anything. I could not get anything. I tried my best to get the pump to get me to give me something. But removing the nozzle and selecting fuel types, no, that did nothing. The buttons on the screen did nothing. So you essentially stole $85 from me, and while yes, you did give it back, Thank you very much. The fact that you stole from me in the first place, I'm sorry. This is not acceptable. So get your act together and fix this problem, because there's no reason why somebody should be left $85 short for nothing just because you wanted to check to make sure they can pay for the gas. At this point, I am no longer paying at the pump. I am going to fuel up first, and I'm going in to make sure you do not steal from me again. That is not acceptable. Alright, well, I'm great with these rants, aren't I? So, there's another rant, and another reason why the car industry is driving me nuts. Maybe if I had an EV, I wouldn't have to deal with the gas station problem, but, well, I still have to deal with it because Red Fox is a gasoline vehicle. Alright, thank you for watching. Do me a favor and interact with the stuff below. My name is DeWolf, Random Alpha, signing out.